Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. Okay, today we'll be dealing with determination of sample size. Now it means what? Determination of sample size means what? Okay, to determine a sample size, right? In case we're not given a sample size in our question and they ask us to find the sample size, that's what we call determination of sample size. And now let's read through the PDF. And now there are two things I will be doing before we go through the PDF. Now, okay, probably during looking at the PDF, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to prove the formula, like how they got it, stuff like that. Okay, formula to determine what? To determine sample size. Okay, then it will solve the question. These are the two things we'll be doing in this video, in this section. Okay guys, welcome back again. Okay, now according to our PDF, okay, now our normal formula is what? Our normal formula is what? This is our normal formula on the norms. The normal formula. This is our normal formula. Okay, this is what is standard deviation, and this is what? Number of size. Number of sample, number of sample. This is our critical value. This is margin of error. Okay guys, now let's dive into how they get the formula. According to the PDF, the formula for getting according to the PDF, the formula we are given for determining sample size is let's check it out. I think is formula for getting sample size is is n, which is the sample size, equals to what? 10 square over a square. Okay, formula for getting what? To determine what? Determine sample size. This is a formula for getting sample size. And now, how did they got this formula? Because according to the PDF, they just there's no they really tried to prove, but to save their time, they didn't really prove it. Okay, but now I'll be proving it right now. Okay, now going through the now let's prove the formula. Proving the formula. Now proving the formula, we know how they get what? How they derive this from this. Okay, initially this is our initial formula, but to get sample size, this is the formula. Okay, but they derive the formula from this, which is our initial formula. So how did they do it? Okay, now our initial formula is what? Equals to what? Margin of error equals to what? Critical value, standard deviation, then number of sample. Now what we do is make n the subject of the formula Okay, this is what we're going to do right now. Make n the subject of the formula. Make sure you use the sample size. Now, the first thing we do is what? Now we have to eliminate n from here, then place it here. Now what we're going to do is what? Multiply n square root n Okay, multiply square root n with both sides. Both sides. That will be square root n. That will be square root n equals to, that will be okay, square root n, sorry, mistake, square root n, okay, times e, the e here, we multiply both sides by this, now equal to then to this and this, right? Now times this. Now it cancels each other. You see, it cancels each other. Then the next thing is what? Multiply e by both sides. Okay, equals to, okay, sorry. Then that will be n bracket, okay, number of critical, 2, then this, okay, let's say over 1. Okay, there's nothing there. Okay, just over 1. Over 1. This cancel this, comes 1. You understand? Okay, now next thing is what? Eliminate e from here, then place it here. So how do we do it? Multiply both sides. Multiply e with both sides. Okay. Now that will be, okay, to multiply e with both sides. Okay, let's get it here. Multiply e with both sides, that will be what? E, then dot n bracket e equal to what? Over 2 bracket what? This standard deviation over 1, then times what? Times 1 over e. You can see 1 over e. That will be 1 over e. Okay. 1 over e, 1 over e. Then let's go to the next step. Okay, now, before we go to the next step, this, now this times this, and this times this. Okay, that's what we're going to do. But for this e, cancel e. You understand now? E has been eliminated from what? From the left side. Okay. Now equal to what? 1 equal to 1 times n, right, equal to critical value, then times 1 over 1 times e, then equal to what? N equal to okay over e. You can see now we're getting closer. Now what to do now is eliminate this, this square root. Okay, now to eliminate this square root, we have to square both sides. we have to square both sides. That will be n square root that will be n square root equal to what? Level of confidence square and okay, square over e square. You can see now you square both sides. Square both sides. Okay, that will be. Then let's eliminate this. That will be square n times square n equal to, then cancel each other. The square they cancel each other. Then n times n is what? Is n. Okay, let's go. That will be 2 square times, okay, over e square. Now n times n would be what? Would be n equal to what? Equal to square times square over e square. Now we got it. This is how the formula was gotten, all the way from here, to here. This is how the formula was getting. Now these are our number. Now if we are asked to find sample size, we are going to use this formula. Formula for sample size. Now we're getting our formula for sample size. Then let's solve a question. Let's solve question. Okay, now we are solving this question. Okay. Now, example 6. Now, a scientist wants to know how many times per hour a certain strand of bacteria reproduces. He believes that the variance is 3.61. Then what's the symbol for variance? That's square equal to what? 3.61. Then what's our mean? Our mean is what? X bar equal to what? 9.5. Now, how large a sample? Now, how large a sample means what? Means number of size. Now, how large? A sample can be small. Now, this is how large. Now, sample size. How large would be required in order to estimate? Now, we are not given a sample size here. Okay, we're not given a sample size. We are given level of confidence. You can call it LOC. Level of confidence is what? 90%. 90%. Or you call it 0.90. Okay. Then next thing is what? 90% confidence level with an error. Now we are given what? Margin of error, which is what? 0.18. Okay, now here we are asked to find what sample size, to determine what sample size. Now the formula for sample size in the earlier in the first section we treated is what? Is n equal to what? N equal to what? Over 2 square, right? Then times again, what again? Times variance over what? Over e square. Now to find our what? To find our sample size. Yeah. So now, what's our n? We are not given n, so this is what we want to find our n. So now, what's now our critical what? Our critical value is what? Z alpha over what? Over 2. I've told you once, to get our critical value. To get our critical value, we have to do what? Okay, let me see. Let me name them variance, margin of error, critical value, then number of samples size. So you guys can understand, okay? Variance, critical. Now to get our critical value, our what the thing that okay the thing that the what okay, now to get our critical value, we have to use our level of confidence. Our level of confidence determine our critical value. Now we have been given a table, ready-made table. Instead of checking the table, instead of checking statistics table, we've given a ready-made table already. Now our CL means what? Confidence level. Now our confidence level is 90. Then look at the last end. It says Z, that's Z alpha over 2. That's our critical value. Our critical value is what? 1.645. 1.645. Okay. Now let's get on. Now our n is what? We know we search for n equal to what? What's our critical value? Our critical value is 1.645 square, right? Times, what's our variance? 3.61. Then over what? E square is 0.18. Now you can see that I didn't put square on top of this. You understand? This is our formula. This square, because this square is representing variance already. Okay, it's representing the, okay, this is a symbol of variance. Okay, we don't call it square again. It's that's a formula. That's a variance what? Variance variance symbol, sha. Okay, so it doesn't need we should square this again, because it's a variance symbol already. So this we have to square this. Then n equal to what? Now let's switch the calculator. Now I'm already in the calculator. Let me resize this. Okay, now 1.6645 square, right? Square times 3.61. Okay, then divided by what? Okay, wait, let's make it proper. That will be 9.768 approximately, then over what's our 0.18 square is what? 0.0324. That will be 9.7688 divided by what? 0.0324. That will what? Okay. Now our what? Our n equal to 3 point okay 0.562. But rounding it up is what? Now let's round it up. This is our number of size, number of sample size. Okay, it cannot be in the decimal. Number of sample size are not in decimal. So now you have to round it off. Okay, that'll be what? 301. Wait, 302. That's the answer. Okay, you can see now that we are the same thing as the PDF. Now the answer is what, 302. You understand? So that's the answer we've got. That's our number of sample is what is now 302. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a like, a thumb up, and share to your friends. Thanks for watching this video and subscribe. Thanks.